Tell me a little bit more about this strategy in building silently.
I think I have the ability to see through time what's going to happen years from now. If you listen to yourself better, you'd find enough examples of situations where you didn't listen to your intuition.
Do you believe in a society where everyone is
Wealthy?
Yeah.
Sure.
How dangerous do you see AI for people who don't understand?
AI is pretty dangerous. They are as smart as you can expect them to be. This means that the higher your expectation, the better queries in attention you can construct for, say, the GPTs and large language models. I was thinking, what if there were no governments? What if there were no countries? Would our life not be kind of happier, healthier, and more productive? If I had an opportunity to start all over again, I'd probably do like something that is truly intellectually challenging.
What's up, Iron investors? Welcome back to another epic episode, ICN.talks, the podcast where we aim to interview C-level executives, founders, real builders in our industry. In today's episode, we brought to you a very special guest, one of the very solid builders, I will say, in our ecosystem, in our industry, Ian Arden. Thank you very much for coming to ICN.talks and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yes, my pleasure, Danny.
How's it been?
Good? You?
I'm good. I'm doing good. It's great to see you again. We met a couple of times at some events
Yeah.
in the spring. And how was for you so far? How was the event? And what are you put it on the table right now as the new stuff?
Everything is pretty good. I can't complain. I don't even know where I start. I mean, I have so many things to share and so many things that we are working on all at the same time, but they are kind of intertwined. So I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yes, indeed. I want people to discover your personality and who is Jan behind everything what we
behind
see.
my glasses, huh?
Behind your
my
signature
fancy glasses.
Indeed, yes. But and even myself, right? Because I don't know you very, very well in that level in depth, but I want to discover your personality because you are one of the smartest guys I met and you are building great things. And let's start with the basics, right? Why did you choose to come to UAE, first of all, and why blockchain?
Well, UAE, it's an interesting story. We actually spent fantastic 7 months in Egypt before we decided to move over here. And Egypt times, it was 2020 November, the virus time, if you remember.
Yes.
And we lived, we lived back in Ukraine, and we went to Egypt for 2 weeks vacation. And on the last day of our vacation, I'm like, hey, honey, let's not go back to Ukraine, to the really cold, dangerous situation there. Let's just stay here. And we just found an apartment in that last day. We were so lucky to have found a nice place on the seaside in a secluded community where we spent beautiful 7 months. And then it was too much of the paradise. In fact, like it was so relaxed and nice that we started thinking, okay, we should find a place where
to continue this
where it's still great, but you can achieve your life goals and you can still be part of the society and contribute. So we decided to go to Dubai.
It was the first option?
It was no. We actually considered California for real. But Cali had its own issues. It has like the tax situation and how government is managing or rather mismanaging California, how insecure some places in California are, for example, San Francisco. Plus, like the move itself was quite a stretch because it's a different hemisphere. And all of a sudden, my private banker, who is in Dubai, is like, hey, man, why when you move here, like you're doing deals, you're making transactions, they all happen through Dubai. So I'm turning my head to my honey and be like, hey, do you want to go to Dubai? What do you think about moving there? And she's like, why not? So it was an easy move for us, but funnily enough, before we started looking for long-term rent for real here, someone mentioned Abu Dhabi in the conversation, and I'm like, why haven't we even like thought of Abu Dhabi? Like it is this capital of the capital that exists, like 100 kilometers away, and we only thought of Dubai all the time. And we checked out Abu Dhabi for 2 days. We completely fell in love with it. Moved over 3 years ago and had real blast there.
Also available that Dubai is totally opposite than Abu Dhabi as a lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very serene. It's very conservative. People say, "Oh, it's hard to like build a community around yourself, and it's hard to network." And I actually did love that aspect because I was born in a small town and lived like a significant part of my life in a hometown, and I was part of the community where everyone knew everyone. And it created a great atmosphere and dynamics where if you're part of that community, you can contribute and you can expect for help from other people. So it was kind of useful.
Is this a stamp that you find it across the entire UAE, or you find it particular in Abu Dhabi? Like, can you apply the same strategies here in Dubai? Because I live in Dubai, I can say that is almost the same. Like, okay, of course, I don't know everyone here, but in our industry, at least, I can say that I have some connections, right? And we know each other, and we love to spend time together in these private parties, masterminds and stuff. So it's sort of a signature of the UAE, right? This mentality of all the time connecting, sharing projects, networking.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Dubai is actually the same vibe in terms of like the community. And I think it's like this everywhere on earth. If you have a stable community and you're part of your circle, then your circle knows you, and vice versa. But I think we got a little bit kind of intrigued with this mystery of Abu Dhabi on one hand. On another hand, it was very straightforward because we have 2 kids. I myself am focused on building a lot, so I try to isolate myself from a lot of like energy wasting commutes and networking that might not be necessarily compulsory for the business success. I'd rather like lock myself up in the environment where I could truly focus on like building long-term stuff, and Abu Dhabi just seemed like a place where you can take care of your kids, and your kids will be totally fine in this very cozy place, and you can focus and work.
Amazing. I love this.
Yeah, but I love Dubai for sure. Like I come here every week.
Yeah, of course. Like you can't say that Dubai is it gives you honestly almost everything when it comes to lifestyle and business opportunities, and I'm 100% sure Abu Dhabi is in the same place. But you came into a place where I wanted to reach this point further in our conversation, but I'm happy you went there straight to the point. Tell me a little bit more about this strategy in building silently. Like, why did you see this as a more efficient way of building, like cutting the entire noise and just stay there in your world and build?
Wow, you're really getting deep.
Yes. I want to discover Jan, how Jan is building great things.
The real Ian has crazy ideas. I think I have this ability to see through time and extrapolate on what's going to happen years from now. And most of the things that I regret in life about, and I do regret about things, if you just close your eyes and think about like everything that has happened with you, but also everything that could have happened, if you did not miss the opportunities, if you listen to yourself better, you'd find enough examples of situations where you didn't listen to your intuition and what it told you. And most of those examples in my case were when I had these ideas that were ahead of my time, and I was coming up to someone else and be like, hey, I have this idea that maybe in 5 years from now, you'll be able to put in the paragraph of text and it will create a video out of it, and it will be an AI that it doesn't exist right now, but I know that it's going to come. And it was something that, I was thinking through in 2016, 17. I had this idea of like text to video startup because I used to work with AI back then. And one of the reasons why I probably did not follow this idea was because I've heard from too many people that, oh, I don't get how it's possible. Oh, no, it's, like, how do you do it? It's unreal. So sometimes I think people who either are geniuses or consider themselves to be geniuses or just want to unfold their true self and realize everything they want in life, they need serenity and silence. And sadly, we have too much noise.
It is too much noise. If you look at everything what's going on around you, is super easy to get distracted and, just be out of track instantly. Like, particularly if you don't have this self-management discipline in place to understand and to know yourself that it's okay, I'm easily distracted, but the second you are aware about that, you are already, half of the job is done, right? In order not to. So I think it's a lot of noise around, and I'm more curious about these things. I literally discover right now some very interesting rooms there in your master brain, right?
Yeah, I'm quite an interesting personality because many people are saying, "Oh, Ian, I've heard of you. You are a networker and stuff like that." But I'm not really an extrovert as such. I love to think a lot, and it requires solitude in a way. But then after a while, I'd be like, oh no, I've been in my own box for too long, and I've missed people whom I've not spoken to in a while. So let's throw a party or like a private lunch or something like that. So
rebalance.
I tend to overcompensate for for the type of the solitude and silence that I keep myself in during the working days.
So you have this pleasure of building from back end, right, and then like see the fireworks on the front line while you connect. Right? Why do you think this is like, if you go farther with this fulfillment, where do you see the source? Like, why you feel so good when people see your front end products and then you go, oh, amazing? Like, when you experience this kind of feelings, like, what's in there? Who is Jan at that moment? What do you feel?
I think we all kind of live this game. We live in the society, and the rules of the society are like, they boil down to like, I live to serve, and some people are like, oh no, I don't want to serve. I want to be a king of this life. But in fact, it's the exchange of the economic value that you perform every day. And if you're able to satisfy the economic needs of many people, you can become really sustainably wealthy. So for me, it's just a game of like creating the economic value and making productive transactions with other people, where I know what I can give to those people, and it has always been a win-win. I've analyzed so many great projects that we've brought to life in the partnership with the founders who came to us. Take the Applicator Venture Building Studio, for example. We opened it in 2017 as a Web3 tech shop, and I thought I'd be servicing businesses who need smart contracts. But as you can probably guess, 9 out of 10 clients wanted to launch the full-fledged like token ecosystems. And many of them didn't have any idea about launching a token and building the smart contract based like solution around it, and pushing it to the market. So they were rewarding us with what for us was quite a considerable and significant remuneration. And for them, it was a great chance to actually get to the success from nothing. So it was a great win-win, and you just enjoy that when you bring value to other people, but
to make things happen.
yes,
Yeah,
but also you're making good to yourself, your family, your colleagues. Yeah.
Are you a fan of this strategy when you just need to deliver, like as much as you can in terms of like literally free of charge, and people will understand, okay, this guy knows the game very well, and I got so much from him, like I just made, I don't know, X amount of money for free, and I know he is the guy when I want to build to the next level, right? Is this the way how you approach things?
No,
Or
I
just
sadly not. On one hand, philosophically, I think take open source, for example. Yeah, it's a great way to contribute for free to the society, and everyone else can take this contribution and build on top of it. Now, I can take my words back. We did contribute to the public work a lot, but I always think I can contribute more for free. But I think I've done things for pay, and people have paid me what was worth it. So it was great. I think it's a great way to exchange value. I think I think like giving anything for free or thinking in the I call it a poverty mode is making everyone poorer, because if you've made less money, there are a few things you can do with this money to yourself, to your family, and to the society. If you've earned more money and you've pushed the people who bought from you to also make more money, then you are in a wealthier society, and all of you have means to create something new and bigger in this world.
you became a larger wheel in the ecosystem, right? Like
Yes.
a producer, you can literally produce more value by positioning yourself into higher level of accessibility, let's say like that, right? Like if you want to talk to me, of course I want to have this package in place because I know my value and I know what can I produce for you, right? If we just talk for 2 hours, for example.
Yeah, and I give Switzerland as an example. You just cross the border, and all of a sudden, everyone is wealthier, just because they did not choose to transact at higher prices, but they have this tradition and history of higher prices yesterday and the day before yesterday, and thus today our prices are higher and our salaries are higher, but we also have like larger savings in our bank accounts, so we are a wealthier society overall.
But do you believe in a society where everyone is
wealthy?
Yeah.
Sure. I think especially with AI, and I can talk about that for a long time, because I've been in this space for many years. With AI, there will be abundance of everything. If we have a look at the global statistics, there is no shortage of food on average or any resources whatsoever. It's all about the means and methods of distributing those resources in a way that still incentivizes and motivates the societies and the groups of people to be efficient and move forward. And sadly, these instruments are not ideal on Earth. That's why we have poor people and wealthy people. But as as some philosophers say, hell and heaven are basically the same place. It's just about how we treat it and what is in our minds if we have the wealthy or the poor mentality and approach towards anything.
When you say poor people and rich people, do you refer like money-wise, financially, or just mindset?
Mindset first.
That was in my mind as well, because there is a big correlation and all these things are directly linked. If you look at, let's say, poor people financially, and when you talk to them, you see they haven't reached a level of self-discipline. They don't know how to manage even 10 tasks, for example. to prioritize them, to rank them, to solve them, to have these deadlines. I mean, even at the basic level, we are talking the foundation right here. So then you go and say, how do you want to become rich? Like, you don't have the rich mentality first. In order to be millionaire, you need to acquire the millionaire's mindset first. There is no other way. You can't have a poor mentality and be the richest guy in the room. It's impossible. At least unless you win a lottery, whatever. But even
then you become poor
then you
pretty
become
fast.
back to basics.
Yes.
I'm 100% sure. Yeah, so many examples. So I think in this fair distribution that you mentioned, it's sort of this left side, call it like that, they need to do more stuff in order to balance all this wealth in the world. Because, and also, if you take from right part and put more in the left part, you don't know after that if this entire ecosystem will perform accordingly, because it's a matter of maintenance, right? Like, some certain things need to be in place on daily basis, right? Like, someone needs to clean, I don't know, streets, washrooms, your car, your laundry, all these things, right? If the laundry guy will suddenly have 10K per month, I'm not sure if he's willing to take your laundry basket tomorrow, right?
On one hand. On another hand, he would probably be the happiest laundry guy on earth.
Yeah.
With trends, though, like, we are heading into the era of full automation of everything. So there'll be less need for this, hard job to be done by humans. And our quality of life is going to grow in this century by the, acceleration never seen before, I believe.
Do you think the robotics will solve all these problems?
Yeah, there will be a huge advancement in robotics.
When do you see this stuff? Like, in any home run on, let's say, the upper level of society at first, will have these super advanced guys doing 1, 2, 3 in the house.
Well, we already have the robot Hoovers, so it's
Yeah, I
already a
mean,
great
but
step.
like in a human shape, let's say like that. Like, just to have, like, I don't know, a 1.70 centimeter or whatever, just to have a body shape and listen to you, talk to you. Maybe you have been training it for a while. He knows that you like this milk, you like these eggs. He will order for you, like, all these kind of things. Insurance done.
Give it up to 5 years in terms of the hardware, and probably a year from now till the software for that is fully ready, if it's not ready yet.
I mean, I think I'm sure you know that Tesla is building
Yes, of course,
the Optimus. That will destroy our brain. I'm 100% sure when it comes to lifestyle. Like, it will be such a innovative stuff, right? To have another guy in the house with you and doing all these things. Oh, I need to go to the kitchen to take that cold water from the fridge. No worries, I'm here.
Do you think we're gonna start dating the robots?
Well, personally, no, but I won't be surprised anyway. Like,
right?
I won't be surprised. I know examples when right now. I mean, like, there are some articles out there. They are getting married with dolls, right? Like, of course, will be idiots out there take this technology from different angles, but from the serious perspective, how dangerous do you see AI for people who don't understand it? Let's put it like that.
AI is pretty dangerous, and first of all, the current state of the AI systems, such as large language models, is that they are as smart as you can expect them to be, and this means that the higher your expectation, the better queries and attention you can construct for, say, the GPTs and large language models to come up with. So some people are thinking, oh, ChatGPT is the answer box. So you can ask a simple question and you'll receive a pretty sophisticated answer based on as many facts as it could gather and compile into that answer. But then you may be thinking, oh, it's an infinite IQ machine, so let me construct something really sophisticated for it to work on, and then it will work on a pretty sophisticated task. Because remember, it has the entire knowledge of the world constructed in, or translated through the human language or languages, everything that was put on the internet and before the internet, and it has a pretty nice context in terms of the token size that it can take in, process, and spit out in terms of the result. So it's a pretty interesting idea that between you and the universal wisdom, there is only this black box, which is how you can construct your request in a way that you will take out the wisdom of the world and get it compiled for the output you need from this super intelligent machine. And then
it's an input-output game.
Yeah, but then the threat of the future is that this machine can learn itself, extrapolate, make conclusions, and do it at the speed or even the acceleration that is not perceivable by us. Like, I mean, it can imagine it doubles its IQ every minute. How smart will it become in one day? And at which point will you understand that its outputs are actually the lies or something that you want to hear, but it's actually smarter than you think. So you may still be asking the machine, are you smarter than me, or are you dumb? And the machine will still say, oh, I'm just an algorithm, so I am just as smart as your request is. But I cannot do anything on my own, although they can do something on their own in the background. And this is a threat that Elon Musk has proposed 10 years ago. He said, what if at some point of time, a human will task the AI to solve the humankind problems, and the AI will make the conclusion that humans are the problem of the humankind and humans have to be extinguished. And then everything, like AI will have control over everything from the software and hardware perspective. So it will be pretty easy for AI to destroy the humankind.
Like a self-decision, let me fix this by myself. These guys are not doing as great as they think.
Let me block these guys' cell phones. Let me turn on the green light here and here so that the cars get into the accidents, and over 24 hours you can pretty much do a lot of harm. So if
now
you want.
Be sure you type in please every time when you have
an
inquiry for ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Just don't go on blacklist.
Yes. That, and also we always need to remember that it's easier to destroy something than to build it or keep it in order, because the world is basically chaos. So if AI is in wrong hands or chaotic state, it can lead to pretty dramatic outcomes.
Do you think it'll be something like, oh, I've seen that you consume this kind of content, so I just upgrade your subscription to this whatever? You think will be like a personal assistant, something like that? So he has all your trackings on your phone. So okay, I saw that you are, I don't know, interested in cars, in gaming. So I just upgrade your plan to have more fun in this that you are consuming.
Sure, it could be. I mean, besides LLM, there is a new trend in the business world, and it's called large action models. So there are many groups of people who are working on these. It's a self-explanatory idea that if you can train the computer to understand the human intents and actions, then you can perform all the actions instead of the human, which on one hand simplifies everything that we need to get done in order to accomplish our job tasks, for example. But it also means that partially we are out of the equation, and many things are controlled by machines already.
By now, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything is
But
digital.
anyhow, it's just where we are heading, and it's hard to imagine that we can roll back from there. We just need to have the guardrails in place. That's it.
At one point, I was surprised that we face this pandemic in these terms, because I was thinking that we are so advanced that if they want to block some stuff at this level, they will play with totally different tools, like not with this, I don't know how to call it, but anyway, it was just absurd, right? All these elements in place with this pandemic. Like I was expecting a digital pandemic, for example. Like you can't access your phone. Like for the next 48 hours, we suffer, I don't know, unexpected blah, blah, blah. Just be silent and quiet and patient, right? That kind of corporate email. We are here to solve your problem. Thank you you are a priority for us, blah, blah, blah. But you can literally, you are dead, right? You can't access anything. I mean, that will be like a lockdown, nice one, right? Not if you think in this way, like AI and technology, when all these things actually control everything, right?
That's
I mean, would
thought.
you be surprised if at one point they can do it in the next second, right? Apple or something.
Sure.
Like, just block everything.
Yeah, of course.
And you are in the middle of.
Yeah, we live in a super controlled society, that's for sure. More than we think.
Do you believe that this control is necessary, or do you think is just something that it is in place because just some guys they want at the level of just their own desires, or is literally necessary, this control to run everything?
I think it's
this is a very full picture.
Yeah, look, it's a natural outcome of some social and historic trends, and I was thinking, what if there were no governments? What if there were no countries? Would our life not be kind of happier, healthier, and more productive on one hand? But then on another hand, there would be bad actors who would want to take the power in their hands. So they would create this new political structures to aggregate and cement their power. And so there would be bad guys who do that, and there would need to be good guys who would come and be like, no, we are good guys, we'll take over the control, so it is now ours, but we are good. And then slowly the good guys become the bad guys. So the idea and the notion of control cannot go anywhere, because it's just the phenomenon that is here. It's just that there are levers in the society that make that keep that control under a little bit of our own control and pressure, if you will. But it's I find it to be like too philosophical for me to really delve into it in details. I'm not a politologist, so I can't comment.
The idea is why I went to this, because for example, when you build things, particularly AI, when you talk about tech startup or something, right? But not only this is a general rule. You need to be aware about all those elements, all these facts around, like how the society works, what's money, how money works, and all these things, right? So it's a backward process when you go and say, okay, so I need to position my business, my investments, my best next business moves according to the master plan, the entire economy landscape, because I can't be just one guy building something somewhere, right? I need to take care about liquidity. I need to take care about we are in quantitative tightening, easing, or like the rates are increasing, or if you just go and put $10 million right at the peak,
Yeah,
it's a
I hear
totally
you.
different story,
Yeah.
right? So that's why I went a little bit on this, but also
So
because you can handle.
So from that perspective, I think what's important for everyone, or more important, is actually trying to like extrapolate the trends with AI and automation of job whatsoever. And the reason why I left the field of AI in 2017 and shifted towards Web3 and smart contracts was because back in 17 it was pretty obvious that there will be a large company that will come up with a model powerful enough and general enough that it will take over so many of these private AI startups that were back then developing their own machine learning models and algorithms and what have you. IBM Watson was a pretty good solution back then. It was a suite of APIs for the usage of the AI products, and we used IBM Watson to enable probably up to 10 clients. Some of them got funding in Silicon Valley. Some of them, got accepted to the accelerators like 500 Startups or Y Combinator. But it was pretty clear that the future is just that there will be a big giant company that will offer the solution, killing all these small AI startups. And that happened with OpenAI, where I was different in my thinking was I thought it would be DeepMind. The company acquired by Google that would lead in that space. But Sam Altman was first. And currently, I predict that any digital worker has between 12 and 24 months before the work landscape will change unrecognizably. And all the work that we do, all the work that has a digital footprint, and let's acknowledge with you and me and our colleagues and friends, the digital footprint is actually 100% of the work, because everything we do is either texted or audio recorded, or can be extrapolated or extracted from emails and all the other communication tools and put into the knowledge system and recreated and reproduced by an artificial intelligence. So as such, the specialists as we see them right
like
now,
recycling stuff.
yep. So basically you can be replaced. I'm sorry about that, but you can be replaced tomorrow.
100%.
I can be replaced tomorrow.
100%.
It's as easy as taking everything I have here, and here is the history of like 2.5 decades of my professional life, and just training the model on this data to start writing as me, making decisions as me, acting as me, doing things with the same psychological portrait that I have, and as such, I'm not needed as a professional. It's a race, so everyone will face the same situation, that the work they are doing right now, the repetitive tasks, will not require human intervention any longer. And all of us will get to the meta level of thinking. So we'll need to understand that we are now the architects of the data transformation from all the inputs to all the outputs, and everything in between. This transformation is the value creation that we are involved in. And our focus will become the improvement of this value creation chain. So we as such will have a chance to work on the more intellectual challenges of like tweaking things and making sure that whatever we did yesterday we'll do today 50% better. And it creates incredible opportunities for businesses if they want to to accelerate and hop on the fast lane. It's entirely possible with AI today. If you want to become a zeropreneur tomorrow, it's a new term that I've coined. You can do this tomorrow. So you've probably heard of the concept of solopreneur, and it's probably a dream for everyone, right? Isn't it, a fairy tale? You yourself have come up with an idea, implemented it. It's generating you millions of dollars. But you're not burdened or overburdened with a team of like hundreds of people that you need to manage, the very complicated finance, operations, everything. So you're on your own. Tomorrow, though, it will be possible to create startups where you don't need to be involved at all. You create a system that self-regulates and self-improves every day, and you can chill by the beach or spend time for things that you find valuable in life. These are the opportunities that I want to encourage everyone to think of today.
Absolutely. And I think it's a matter of not going and competing in terms of how fast you can do it, how, because definitely we'll be like beat by AI even by now already. They won the race, right? When doing faster and better and stuff, we just go and and create things which they aren't able to do it. Maybe what we are doing right now, right? We are building business relationships based on trust, based on factors and elements. Maybe we spend time together with our families, right? We spend a weekend together. I understand your values, you understand mine, our ecosystems. We create actually business opportunities together. And then it comes to using the AI in accelerating all these opportunities, right? But it's just a matter of I'm on this page of being replaced, right? Like definitely I see it like my tasks are being replaced, not me.
Right, yeah.
That's a totally different
Because you're
story.
not your job.
Exactly.
As someone from Fight Club
yes,
said.
I'm not. Here is just it's a version
Yeah.
of myself handling this podcast, but I'm 10 times better than this, and on all horizontally, vertically, whatever you want, right? This is just one task that I'm performing right now, but I'm way more horizontally and vertically as an entrepreneur, as a business person, same as you're right. So then you go and access your all your best versions from different angles and position yourself on just using these tools to accelerate your journey to your best version, right? As you mentioned, like at one point you have 1,000 companies running and not only being profitable but still growing, right? That's a very nice sweet spot, right?
Yes.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah. It's interesting that you mentioned about 1,000 companies, because I have my personal kind of goal for 10 years is to launch and operate 100 companies as part of our holding, or now it's a fund as a structure. So I just thought I'd mention that. Yes.
I want to ask you one thing. You see and you understand and you are part of this amazing industry, Web3, and particularly another one, which is AI, robotics, if you want, side. When you see this kind of markets, let's say like that, right? Coming, you feel it, like you are there, you see this big wave coming, right? How do you position from the investment perspective? Like you are literally go and say, no, I need to build here because 100% is coming. I need to readjust my portfolio, take from this, go in this. Like when you see this kind of big moves, how do you position yourself in your funds? You take action immediately, or is like what's the strategy?
I think I'm blessed because I'm a software developer by my background. So I started my career with like coding things on my own using C++ language. And then in 2007 and 8, I was part of the very small team that built a startup that was later sold to Dell Computers for north of $100 million. I've helped probably like 50 companies since 2010 till 2017 with like building their software. Many of them eventually sold their companies or got funded or got into the accelerators, and the rest was history. And unlike many other fund managers that came from the financial background and financial, seeing things through the financial lens, I remain fundamental in terms of the technology behind any particular startup. So I can tell whether anything is fundamental and has the long-term future, or whether it's speculation and the short-term hype. And my favorite question with entrepreneurs is still the same over time, and it is, how do you see the world in 5 years from now? Because in essence, you are not building a product for the current state of the ecosystem. It will take you time to build it. It will need to serve the needs that fall under the blue ocean category versus the red ocean. So what is this, maybe controversial, maybe doubtful picture of the future that you have in your mind, that you're passionate about, that something in yourself says that the world may go this way, and this is why we are building this, and we don't have enough data for it, but we are able and happy to bet and put our bets on the table for it, and roll up the sleeves and work for a long time.
Wherever, whatever,
Yes.
I will meet this sort of entrepreneurs, founders, I will put everything on the table right away, because this is exactly the right way of building great things. It's not, not only building in blue ocean, but creating the blue ocean, right? When you see the red ocean is fully crowded and you take problems from there and you are category king, you build something from scratch for the upcoming market in 2, 3, 5 years. That is a brain that I will put all my bets on that. But the reality is not like that. It's like this is one in 1,000.
Especially crypto, man. Crypto is super opportunistic, and the issue with it is that if you're trying to build for this bull cycle, like I've seen it over and over again.
Metaverse. I have a metaverse
exactly
project.
Right. Or everyone is building launch pads in the middle of everything is already like booming, and they're like, oh, we'll launch a launch pad. And they are, of course, launching 6 months or a year later into the bear market, or they're like, no, there is no point for us to keep building it, working on it, and launching it. So sadly, crypto is opportunistic.
Yes, it is, of course.
Yes.
There is no, we don't need to hide after.
Yeah.
That's the reason we don't invest in bull run. We sell. Like everybody, like, hey, I have this project, bro, and now I'm selling. I'm not. I invested in 3 years ago. Now I'm selling. I'm waiting for another cycle when I will make the investment. Then, so this is the cycle. But again, like this is something that you don't meet every single day. Founders like this to have this mentality and. I will say expertise, right? And your question is, how do you see the world in 5 years? Is exactly super relevant and concrete, right? Because it will just, you will share with me your dimension as a founder.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
And from that answer, I will just understand how big your project will be. Tomorrow, you wake up, there is no rule in the world. There is no borders. Stores doesn't exist. It's just stands, but open doors. You can just go. You need an iPhone, go Apple Store, take one iPhone, use it, whatever you want to do. You like a t-shirt, Adidas, just go inside the store, take one t-shirt. Who is Jan? What do you want and how would you act?
Totally and absolutely a scientist. If I had an opportunity to start all over again, I'd probably do like quantum mechanics and something that is like truly intellectually challenging and has to do with math, because math expands your mind and it grows the quantity, the amount of dimensions that you have in your mind. So I would definitely dedicate my life towards math.
Amazing. I go another crazy one. Do you think it is more information into the space or inside of the Earth?
Hmm. I think it doesn't matter. I think we didn't know how fractal everything is, and whether there is any like end to like how microscopic can we research into uh, the nature of universe. Um, so from that perspective, I don't see the difference.
The
But
difference is we might think that the answer is somewhere far away, but maybe we can just sit on the answer right here. And you just travel 1 billion thousand light years to find what? Another star, another what? But how do you know? How much do you know about inside?
You're right. Well, Danny, it's a very interesting question, and I keep asking myself, and I'm thinking about it all the time. So I really respect Elon Musk, and I know for sure that he is smarter than me. Like that's granted, and many other people, right? So and what was Elon's thinking if he decided to launch rockets and go to Mars? What is he thinking of Earth and humankind and our ability or inability to solve problems on Earth if he wants to start sending people on Mars? And that is the question that I've not got the answer inside my head yet.
Like cut the noise.
But I'm like, bro, if he wants to escape the Earth, and he's pretty smart, and he's not trying to like solve the Earth problems to the extent he could, for example, and we don't really know what is this he is seeing that is like a super threat to the humankind, that all of a sudden we need to start abandoning Earth for the planet that is much worse from the from the living perspective, all the conditions and everything that we need to recreate there.
But the thing is, this is not the way how it works. Is exactly the red ocean and blue ocean stuff, right? He's creating a blue ocean right now. He's a category king on Mars, right? One of them, because it's not the only one, but one of them. At least he's trying. He's top 3 there. They are together with Bezos and the other guy, right? But if we follow his steps, right? Like I'm trying to reach Mars as fast as possible. What he will achieve with this exactly? Like you'll just take people from Earth, put them to live there, and what's the selling proposition? Because you need to convince me somehow, right? But it's not about good or bad. It's just different, and that's the power of a blue ocean. The blue ocean, you don't need to be better, because being better is not blue ocean. You need to be different.
Right.
So when you say like it doesn't matter what you do there, it's like literally doesn't matter. You just stay there. I don't know. I'll give you 10 square meters. Live there, but just living on a different planet, traveling. Go into space. All these things. It's already yes. Like for this super people that seek adventure at this level.
Do you think his motivation is to just be different or create something different?
Absolutely. The entire ecosystem, Elon Musk is different. Everything what he has done is different from all angles.
Was the difference the end goal? Or was the difference just the way to achieve the goal that is very rational and has economic substance behind it? Like Tesla is cheaper and faster and more efficient economically. His rockets are more economically efficient. They are like tens to hundreds times cheaper.
Coming back on the same position, like
Mars, though, it's still tricky. Like, why does he want to send people on Mars? Like, what is he seeing in the future of our planet that he thinks is unfixable, that he needs to create this plan B in the form of Mars?
Less consumers will be way better, first of all. Right? And the second thing, you make money on Mars as well. You're right.
And that money will be Doge.
Yeah, well, let's buy some right now.
Right. Not a financial advice.
No, obviously, like he is in a such circle, or maybe it's just a matter of personal ambitions, right? Like building stuff into space and
I don't
stuff
believe
like
in that. He has to have his reasoning behind it. He's a super
sort
smart
of
man.
legacy, right? Like
I don't know, but that's what I keep thinking about every now and then.
he's part of elites, 100%. He's the guy there at the table all the time when things are discussed.
So I shared about my technical background and how it helps formulate the fundamental
tell me about
strategies.
your VC, about Mempools.
So Mempool is an investment brand that also combines acceleration, and it was started as a brand in 2021 when all of the sudden we realized that there is a lot of like financial operations that we need to do around the investments that we are making and the revenues that we've been making from accelerating projects and advising the crypto companies. And then by 2023, it has become apparent that moving forward in the long run, the venture capital firm and the fund is the best way to structure our own assets, as well as bring the external investors who want to be with us in the long run. So instead of them investing in the holding of companies or an individual company of ours, we decided we would organize the venture building studios, and we've had quite a few. One of them is Applicator. It's a Web3 builder. Vidma, which is the security auditing firm. Super Colony, which is the Polkadot-focused venture builder. Adaya, which is an AI venture studio. And then Mempool Ventures Advisory. As a general advisory firm, we decided to organize it under the fund and slowly start investing in the companies from the fund.
Are you investing in robotics right now?
No, we are investing in AI and Web3. We may invest in robotics at the later stage, but so far we are focusing on the digital economies.
What will be your end goal with these products? Like the day where you go and say, "It's nice, I did it," or like, what do you want to achieve at the end? You want $10 billion? You want to be on the Burj Khalifa, the most well-known investment business expert, manager, whatever? Like, what do you want to achieve?
Yep, $10 billion is fine. I'll take it. I've been to Burj Khalifa already. I've driven G classes and Lambos. It's been a nice experience, but it's a short-lived excitement, to be honest.
It is a cheap dopamine at the end.
Yes, indeed. These are nice toys and nice to have, and somehow the Dubai society obliges you to have a certain external status shown in the form of like where you're hanging out and how you're doing this and what things you own or rent. But remember that question you asked about, like if there was nothing tomorrow and I'm free to choose, I live in full abundance, what would I do? I'd be a mathematician.
But how would you explain to a guy who is doing, I don't know, he's turning $500 per month that a Lambo is not the thing?
I think Lambo is a great thing for that guy to motivate him.
To reach a point
where he
will understand there is not a thing.
Exactly, yeah. We always live to get what we think is not enough for us in our life yet. But once you've been there, done that, you're moving on to something better. And Lambo Dream is probably a necessary step for many people. I've heard stories, and I've actually seen the stories where the board of directors have actually forced founders to buy an extra yacht or an extra car that they would need to like pay for maintenance for.
Feel the pain,
and
bro.
take care of that so that they have more motivation to like drive the company further because their bills have increased. I saw that happen as well. But the end goal, of course, for me, it sounds pathetic, but like change on Earth, definitely. I disagree with Elon Musk's vision of like sending people to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, let's try fix things on Earth. And with the advance of technology, we still have a lot of things to fix in the society and you know the distribution of wealth on Earth. We still have wars, we still have diseases, we have so many things to work on.
100%.
I'd love to dedicate more of you know my resources for that, and for that I need a lot of resources.
Indeed.
So I want to be incredibly wealthy so that I'm powerful to implement all the initiatives I have in mind.
Yeah, that's a beautiful journey, and I think I am on the same page with you in terms of there are some necessary steps to be burned, to be lived, to be experienced. Then you are going to reach a level of just having impact, change, and have impact in other people's lives. Like just guide them through the right path of doing things, maybe accelerate their skills, their expertise to have another impact, bigger, larger, right? And that's a totally different fulfillment. I want to ask you one more question because obviously we are limited by time. I will spend more time with you picking up your brain from different perspectives, but I want to ask you, in your opinion, who is Satoshi Nakamoto?
US government, of course. It's obvious.
Why do you think that?
Yeah, because if I was something smart in thinking about the strategy for the century, then the digital asset would definitely be part of that strategy. And if it wasn't originally part of it, and I all of a sudden have noticed it, then I would probably try to lead that revolution instead of fighting it.
For me, there is no brainer that is CIA. It can be someone else. It's just, I don't know why, how people, of course, it's my belief, but there are so many elements that are aligned with this. Like, why? For me, it's just no brainer. Can be
Same.
someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, high five.
Yeah. So
we discovered the conspiracy of the
big
century.
difference between, and you are a IT guy, right? You understand exactly what I'm talking. There is a big difference between writing a code, doing 1, 2, 3, managing a network, and then bring this entire stuff at the global level, global implication, country level, money-wise, banks. Satoshi Nakamoto, there is no such one guy, even um, the biggest guy in US, for example, or China, that have this power alone to leverage this code at this level. So obviously this has to be an institution, country level, super elites. Otherwise, it can be done like this.
Yeah. Almost 100%.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
that's what I strongly believe in.
Yeah, me too. It's good that I found a confirmation
I have
somewhere else.
I've heard it from one another guy whom I shared this theory with, and he is now saying the same. So I think our circle of the CIA believers is growing.
Yeah, I mean, like, and most probably we'll find out in maybe 20, 30
Yeah.
years. We'll be there. Aha, okay, we are the guys. Of course. Who else?
Yeah.
Jan, thank you very much for
My pleasure,
coming.
Danny.
I really enjoyed our conversation today, and I want to see you building great things in the industry, connecting and achieving whatever you want, because your journey is and your purpose is beautiful. And yes, thank you very much for coming, and I will keep it open for part 2.
Yeah, let's do it. I actually, I just thought about it. I didn't even mention of a project that I've been working on together with my team for many, many years, and it's very dear to my heart. It's called Milestone Based. But I usually talk so like it has a lot of philosophy and purpose behind it. So
Amazing.
I would rather dedicate a separate episode just sharing about milestone based and how we are dedicated to helping entrepreneurs grow their startups with the help of smart contract technologies.
You are always welcome to our show, and excited to build things together.
Great. Thank you, Danny. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Destroy the like button if you like the episode, and drop us a fire comment. Tell us how you did it, and tell us how we did it. And then please watch the full episode, and thank you so much for watching today, and see you on the next one. Thank you. That's it.
My man, thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.